Today we're going to look at section 3.3, los verbos tener y venir, which are on page 100 and 101 in your textbook. So just to review really quickly, we're going to look at the ER and IR endings. Tener, of course, is an ER verb. It is irregular, and venir is an irregular IR verb. The endings of ER verbs are o, es, hemos, eis, en. Of course, IR verbs are very similar, except in the nosotros, vosotros form, o, es, imos, is, en. As I said, the verbs tener and venir are highly irregular verbs. The conjugations of tener are yo tengo, tú tienes, usted tiene, nosotros tenemos, vosotros tenéis, eso es, ustedes tienen. And venir, if you notice, are very, very similar. Yo vengo, tú vienes, usted viene, nosotros venimos, vosotros venís, ellos, ustedes vienen, ¿no? I prefer to look at them this way, to break them down in this method. And you do notice that the E changes to an IE in 3 of the forms, ¿no? Tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tenéis, tienen. And it generally means to have. Por ejemplo, tengo dos hermanos, I have 2 brothers. Or, tengo un examen mañana, I have an exam tomorrow. But idiomatically speaking, there are many expressions in Spanish that use the construction tener plus a noun to express to be in English. And if you think about many of these, they sort of make some sense to a degree. For example, tener años, to be a certain number of years old. If you say, I'm 18, you're not literally 18, you would rather have 18 years of life, not 18 years of experience. Also, I'll be taking notes on the handout that I provided. Tener calor, to be hot. The opposite of that, tener frío, to be cold or to have cold, no? Tener cuidado, to be careful or to have care, literally while doing something. Tener hambre, to be hungry or to have hunger, no? Tener sed, to be thirsty or to have thirst. Tener miedo de, to be afraid of. Tener prisa, of course, to be in a hurry. Tener razón literally means reason or sometimes logic. Tener razón, to be right, or no tener razón, to not have reason, to be wrong. Tener sed, to be thirsty. Tener sueño, to be sleepy. Y tener suerte means luck, to have luck or to be lucky. You know? Another very, very common one is tener que plus infinitive, which means to have to, expressing an obligation. ¿Qué tienes que estudiar hoy? Tengo que estudiar biología. Another very common one is tener ganas de, and usually an infinitive, and it means to feel like doing something. ¿Tienes ganas de comer? No tengo ganas de comer. ¿Tienes ganas de dormir? No tengo ganas de dormir. Of course, then we have el verbo venir, which means to come. Yo vengo, tú vienes, usted viene, nosotros venimos, vosotros venís, ellos, ustedes vienen. And you notice, just like tener, the E changes to an IE in 3 of those conjugations. Just look at this really quickly. Mis padres vienen de México. Tú vienes de España. Nosotras venimos de Cuba. Pepe viene de Italia. And you notice that all these sentences use the word de, which means from. In Spanish, they think of the word venir a little differently than we do in English. I'm just going to explain to you this linguistic concept called la deixis, which really refers to el punto de referencia, the point of reference of someone. If you think about it, there are 3 levels of deixis. There's the first level, which is like I, me, and us. The second level, which is like you and y'all, the person you're speaking to. And the third level, which is he, she, they, or them. In the sense that that person is removed from the conversation. Of course, in Spanish, yo, the first level, yo, nosotros, tú, vosotros in the second one, or usted, ustedes, meaning you or y'all, or you formal and you all formal. Of course, in the third one, él, ella, he or she, ellos, ellas, they. So the one that I'm talking about, there are many types of deixis, and here's just a simple diagram to express it. I'm talking about personal deixis, which is what you see in the center. You see him, he's talking about I, me, and there's you, which is the second level, and then he or she, which is the third level. So in English, we say, we use the word coming to express, well, rather, we use it from the exis uno. For example, I'm coming to your party tomorrow. You're allowed to say that. I'm coming to your party tomorrow. Or we'll come to their place later, right? We'll come to their place. It's very common to say that we'll come to the library or something like that. You're coming to their party, right? So these are from the exis uno or from the exis dos. There's a lot of freedom in English with the word to come. But in Spanish, the use of the word venir is much more limited, right? And it always has to be coming towards the exis uno. For example, ellos vienen a mi casa. They're coming to my house, right? They're coming to my house. Or vienes a la biblioteca conmigo. Will you come to the library with me? Referring to me. So as I said, it's usually either the second level or the third level. Coming towards the first level is when you use the verbo venir in Spanish. You don't use it like in English from the exis uno. For example, yo vengo a tu casa or venimos a España. That's just not something that they use at all, but something that we use a lot in English. Instead, in Spanish, they use the verbo ir, which we'll learn in the next chapter, which means to go. They would say voy a tu casa or vamos a España instead of vengo a tu casa or venimos a España. And here's just a small illustration example. Vienes a nuestra casa. Are you coming to our house? Referring to the exis uno, right? Are you coming to our house, nuestra casa? Instead of saying vengo, he's going to say sí, voy a vuestra casa. Yes, I'm coming to your house, but it really means the same. I'm going. No, I'm not going to test you on all this exis things, but I do want you to know how they use the word in Spanish so that you'll be a better Spanish speaker. We'll look at a few of the activities here. These are with the expresiones, los modismos de tener. Mis sobrinos tienen miedo del perro de mis abuelos. O necesitas tener cuidado con la computadora portátil. You have to be careful with the laptop computer. Yo tengo que practicar el vocabulario de español. I have the obligation of practicar el vocabulario de español. And this is choosing either el verbo venir or el verbo tener and forming sentences out of them. In the model, Sandro venir esta cafetería los sábados. Sandro viene a esta cafetería los sábados. Otro, mis sobrinos tienen que estudiar mucho. Ustedes vienen de México, ¿verdad?